John Steinbeck is to the coastal landscapes of Monterey Bay as Rudolfo Anaya is to New Mexico's enchanting atmospheres. My name is Jetty Hubler. I was born here in Monterey but lived the majority of my life in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The two environments may seem worlds apart, yet neither fail to captivate all who visit. Today, I'd like to present two authors whose writing have gone on to define the image and essence of their respective sanctuaries of inspiration, beginning with John Steinbeck's Cannery Row. Cannery Row by John Steinbeck. Cannery Row in Monterey, in California, is a poem. A stink, a grating noise, a quality of life, a tone, a habit, a nostalgia, a dream. Cannery Row is the gathered and scattered, tin and iron and rust and splintered wood, chipped pavement and weedy lots and junk heaps, sardine canneries and corrugated iron, honky-tonks, restaurants and little crowded groceries, laboratories and flop houses. In the morning, when the sardine fleet has made a catch, the purse signers waddle heavily into the bay, blowing their whistles. The deep-laden boats pull in against the coast, where the canneries dip their tails into the bay. The cannery whistles scream, and all over town, men and women scramble into their clothes and come running down to the row to go to work. They come running to clean and cut and pack and cook and can the fish. The whole street rumbles and groans and screams, while the silver rivers of fish pour in out of the boats. And the boats rise higher and higher and higher in the water until they are empty. The canneries rattle and squeak until the last fish is canned, and then the whistle screams again. And the dripping, smelly, tired men and women straggle out and droop their ways up the hill into the town, and Cannery Row becomes itself again, quiet and magical. Next, we will travel to the southwest for a glimpse into the land of enchantment. This is an excerpt from Rudolfo Anaya's Albuquerque. Albuquerque by Rudolfo Anaya. Ben Chavez walked into Jack's Cantina and ordered a beer at the bar. April was already warm and the air conditioning felt good. He took his beer and found an empty booth. Ben was teaching a writing class at the university just up the street. He was working on a story, thinking of writing something about the current political situation. In the meantime, Cynthia lay dying. The cancer was winning the battle. Death came, even in springtime. Maybe he could write her story, not the story of the political struggle that was going to tear the city apart. Cynthia was dying. That's what mattered. He wanted to be alone. He walked out the door into the late afternoon light. A spring windstorm was sweeping over the city, raising dust. In the neighborhood behind the bar, the tall elm trees were already green with seeded clusters. Somewhere in the apartments nearby, a woman called a child, and a screen door banged. In the parking lot, someone had ran over a snake that had come out of a garden with the warmth of spring. Ben crossed the Rio Grande and looked out across the River Bosque. The cottonwoods were sprouting buds, a light tinge of green in the otherwise dusty afternoon. The windstorms came with spring. The souls of the dead rode on the wind. Most people grew nervous and unsettled with wind. Ben listened to its cry. He sat and watched the sun set over the city. He gazed across the Rio Grande Valley, mesmerized by the wide horizon in front of him. The river was a serpent winding its way south. Normally, he could sit for hours and watch the rich glow of the setting sun light up the valley and clothe the sandias in mauve majesty. But the clarity of light that came with dusk did not comfort him today. He got up and went to his desk to write. Old themes have to be resolved. Cynthia was dying. Thank you.